Right, to add a new bay, just simply top corner, new bay, click and drag onto your page. This will automatically come out as a 2 meter lift, as well as the size you've chosen up here. So if you change your settings up here, then drag a new bay on, it'll go to these settings. But if you've already done it, you've got new bay on, I want to make this bigger, I go into my settings, and then I change it to a 2.5, so it's a 257 by 257. Okay, so now obviously when you click off, there's no information here. When you click on a bay, this information will appear. This is everything to do with this bay you've chosen. Okay, so I can go in here and I can add a level. Obviously that's at 3 lifts now, as you can see. I want it back down to 2, so click on here, it takes the top level off. Right, and as you can see, all this information here is what is stating within this design here. On your side settings, on your top ribbon, when you click in here, you can turn off your guardrails, you can turn off your toe boards, you can add bracing, add netting, and you can add a cantilever to either side. But remember, when you're using the side settings, this is for the whole bay. Okay, so if I want to add bracing to the left hand side and I want to cantilever it on the T side, the cantilever brackets information's here. So I want a 1 board hop up. If I click OK, now when I look at my drawing, as you can see, I have on the L side, I've got my bracing and I've got my hop ups as well, what I've added. Okay, so that goes, this one here, the side settings is for the whole bay. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off now. I'm going to turn that off, click OK, so that gets back to normal settings. For your settings down here, now I have a boarded lift here on my first lift. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my handrails off on that, which, bear in mind, every time you use a guardrail, it turns off your toe boards. Okay, so now I want on that, I want every side bracing, and I want a cantilever, and I want it on the R side. Click OK. And I want netting. I want netting on TLB. Okay, so all I'm doing is changing the settings for my first lift. Okay, so let's have a look. As you can see, everything on that first lift, I braced it all the way around. I put netting all the way around. I took my toe boards off and I took my handrails off. And I added a hop up. So everything can be done from this, but what you need to bear in mind as well is that any settings you change in here will override this information up here. So if you're thinking, I've took all my handrails off, I want my handrails back on here, if you go in here, it already states that there's handrails, but that's only specifying for the top lift, as you can see. So please bear in mind that this overrides this. Okay, but if you were to change, it's not that one, it's that lift, go in here, click OK. I want to turn all my bracing off, click OK. I'm going to turn that off, click OK. Turn my netting off. When you click it middle, it highlights everything, or if you've got certain things already tied off, click it again, it turns everything off. Click OK. Right, so we're back to normal, as you can see. Now if I go into here and then I turn my braces back on, you can see, because I did bracing on the first time on this side here, it overrided. And obviously I've only got my bracing on my bottom lift. So please bear in mind when you come to do that. So obviously now, because I've already overridden this, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to drag on a new bay. Change it to the desired size I want. Back to 2.5. So, scenario is, you've got a bird cage you need to do. So, you can either... There's many ways to do it, but I'll show you a basic way on which we kind of recommend. Is to use this feature up here, and this is adding bays. So I can just click on R. Obviously on my R side I want another one. Now on my B side, so that's simply adding bays to whatever direction I want it to go. Okay, but what you need to bear in mind on this feature is that whatever this bay is, it will copy to wherever direction you're pointing to. Okay, so when this is created, I recommend taking it to, like with this one, I'll take it up to the height you're wanting to create your bird cage. I don't need pans on that lift, I don't need pans on that lift. That gets rid of everything. I only want it panned on my top lift. Okay, so I'll drag this over here because this is the bay I'm working with. So I can now go like this, add me sizes that I need. Right, so that's my mini bird cage I've created. So when I go into here now, as you can see, you're thinking, well, that's a bit of a mess, I didn't want it like that. Highlight everything, join bay, back into my model view. And as you can see, it's put my handrail all the way around. But you're thinking now, well, I need bracing in there. I need bracing in that one. Just simply go in. Side settings. Bracing. And I'm going to brace this one as well. Oh, no, can't leave it. I want bracing. Click OK. So now I've got bracing in this one. I've got bracing in this one. Now, if I were to click on this one and then I was to go, I want another bay there, I need another one there, and that one. Now, you have the issue is, because I've copied them bays, where are we? Where, I need to be on the back side. So now all these bays I've created, what I've copied, I've got all the bracing in, which I don't want. I don't need it with bracing every bay. So what I'll have to do now, because I've copied all that bay, I'd have to go in here and say, right, in this one, I don't need bracing. I don't need bracing in that one. Okay, it'd be very tedious if you created a really big bird cage. Bear in mind, this is only a small one. You made another 30 bays wide by 30 bays, you would have a lot of bays where they'd all be empty. Okay, so what we recommend doing then is say, imagine this is 30 bays wide, 30 by 30. What I can do is click on a bay here and then add a bay, drag this to one side, create this how I want to do with my bracing. So I'll go into my side settings, add my bracing. So bear in mind, all these have got no braces. This one's the only bay I've created with braces. What I would do now is I would make a few of these, because I'm copying this bay. And then where I need my bracing, like I want bracing in the middle, drag this bay out. Drag this in. Do you understand? So basically all I'm doing is saying, right, I've created these, I need to swap that with that one. Get rid of these bays. So I don't need that bay anymore. I don't need that bay anymore. Yep. So now I've created my 30 by 30. I've got my braces where I need them. It's just a simpler way than going in and saying, right, I need... Because the scenario is that if you're only wanting bracing on the first lift, second lift, but you don't need any bracing after that, then obviously you wouldn't use your side settings. You go click your bay, and then you go in here and change your bracing to whatever you needed. So that would be perfect for what you need in here. Then having to click in this bay, change the settings, go into this bay, change all your settings, going into this bay, changing all your settings. You create one, and then all you're doing is clicking on here, using that, making a couple of them, take out what you don't need. I don't need that one, and drag and drop in place. It's as simple as that. So get rid of them. So now on another scenario is basically I've got a gap. I've gone round a house, I've got a gap here, and basically instead of me creating another bay like this scenario, what a lot of people do, and then I'll go through here and I'll try and find that bay to try and fit within that gap, still not there. 2 meters too big. Right, so instead of doing that, what you can do, get rid of that. What I can do now, because I've got these two, but I need to make this up here, but I don't know what size it is. I can drag in a connector bay, okay, and then I can go drag that into situ, drag that arm over there, drag that over there, drag that over there, and that over there. So come out of it, I can see straight away that it's blue, so therefore it's added tube and fit to make that gap up. Okay, so just click on rejoin, and then let me go in here. So I've made my gap up, but now you're thinking, well, it's way down here, I need it up there. So what you can do, because this will just come in as a standard platform, delete that there. I can click on L, drag it away, convert to connector bay. So basically that is this here, but this is already at my desired height. I can now drag this into place, click in here, drag my legs in place, and now highlight everything, rejoin bay, go to my model view, and now I have a full bay connected up for what I need. Yeah, it's tube and fitting, but obviously it's only come up as tube and fitting because I do not have that kit available. I do not have a ledger that is a 1.174, so it's put me tube and fitting, but it's created my board level, it's created everything I need to connect them bays up to make that perfect board level. Okay, the other scenario is as well, when you click on a bay and you want to use this as well, you have a corner bit. So if I've got a house here and I need to come round, I click on here, that is this point here, and then it adds in a corner bay for me. So it automatically has a bay in corner and then sends my L shape going round. So I can now continue. Now this is my R, so I continue, and then I want another one on my B and R side. So click on there again. It swings it round again to go round any shape I need. That's just a quick feature. Obviously this continues as your board lift height. So whatever you create first, always create your bay first to the desired height, what you need, and then obviously you can use this feature.